Hi and welcome to Jack Talk. I'm Phyllis Eugenio. Today here with us is President of Diving Jacks, Karina Erickson. How are you today?
Pretty good, how are you?
That's awesome. All right. So you're a dive master. Can you tell us what a dive master is?
Right, so what I do is I help out with the scuba classes here on SFA campus. I jump in the water, gear up, and we go around and we make sure that the students are doing their skills correctly. We're pretty much the equivalent of an SI for this diving program, but we're actually in class there helping. There's a certain ratio of instructors to students, and we up that ratio. So we're in class helping and we're hands-on trying to help kids learn to dive.
All right. So you grew up living and breathing scuba diving. So your father is the founder of PADI. Can you tell us what PADI is?
Right, so PADI is the Professional Association of Diving Instructors. It was formed way back in the day, quite a while ago. I think we celebrated their 45th anniversary of it a couple of years ago. And what happened was there were a lot of dive agencies out there, but no one felt that there was one that was the best, and they weren't doing things up to par with what they thought the standards should be. And so my dad and his friend, they got upset one night and said, you know, we need an organization that's going to be professional. And my dad just looked at his friend and said, you know, I don't care what we do as long as it's an organization of diving instructors. And hence PADI was formed overnight. It's become the largest organization of diving instructors in the world. You travel to the Caribbean, you travel to the Bahamas, you travel to Cozumel, even Indonesia, and everywhere is PADI certified. There's multiple agencies that are out there that are the equivalent of PADI, but in our eyes we feel that people choose PADI because of certain qualifications that it hands you.
Yeah. Okay, so the scuba diving classes here they follow the PADI program. So why would you recommend students to take it at SFA than like another place?
Well, one of the benefits of taking scuba diving in college is that you get college credit for it, which how can you beat up getting scuba diving credit for classes? This can be your elective, you gain a skill, and once you're certified as a PADI diver, you're certified for life. So not only have you gotten college credit, you just learned a life skill that you can go anywhere with. Additionally, you know, say you're going on spring break somewhere with your friends, if you go down to South Padre, you can jump in the water with dive gear. It's right there. You know, anywhere you go, you can grab a tank and go dive. Whereas if, you know, a lot of times if you're taking it outside of school, you're not exactly getting college credit for it. You're still learning that skill. Yeah. Plus EK and Sally, who own Divers Depot, who teach the classes out here, they're just phenomenal instructors. They've been with PADI forever, and they really know what they're talking about. And you get a quality education experience learning to dive at SFA.
So what do the students learn in the scuba diving classes?
Well, one of the first things that we do is we throw kids in the water on one of the first days of class. And a lot of kids, you know, they come in, oh, I don't want to get my hair wet. Or, you know, like, oh, I actually have to be in a swimsuit in front of a bunch of people. And we're like, yeah, you do, you know, but you jump in the water, and the first two things you have to do is you have to complete a swim, and you have to be able to tread water for 10 minutes. So as long as you can swim and you can stay alive in the water, you can go scuba diving. So we do everything from teaching you how to put together your gear, which you have to do multiple times before you even get in the water with it. You learn how to breathe underwater, they play games, they learn all the safety skills of diving so that when you're underwater and a problem arises, there's no shooting to the surface. You actually have to solve that problem underwater, and that's the skills that we teach. So not only are you learning just how to dive, you're learning problem-solving skills and safety at the same time.
Those are pretty some good skills to have. So where do they go and earn their certification in the end? Is it at the school, or do they go somewhere else and do it?
Well, in order to get your certification, the last things you have to do are open water dives or your training checkout dives, depending on the certifying agency. Everyone has different words for it. So what we do is we caravan down to the Blue Lagoon in Huntsville, which is clear water for the most part. There's a bunch of sunken boats down in the lagoon, and you know, there's nothing really else living in it, but we throw kids in the water and we say, okay, we're going to do these checkout dives. We go on the platforms, and you have to demonstrate your skills to Sally and the other instructors and the dive masters who are down there, proving that you do know how to be in the water and how to control yourself, and you have the skills to become a scuba diver.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we go out, we camp, we spend the night, we have a bonfire, we make s'mores, and then we get up and dive the next day. So it's really a fun experience to go out on the weekend, and you're just finishing up your class.
That's awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun to go out there and be with your friends, and still you're earning a certification through the entire process.
It's like, a big party.
Yeah. So once these students get their certification, what's next for them? Is there something for them to get involved here at school, or?
Absolutely. We have the SFA Diving Jacks, which is our student dive organization on campus. What we've been doing lately is a lot of kids, you get the certification, but do you really realize that there's a whole industry that comes with this scuba diving? There's not just retail and sales in a dive shop. There's traveling, and there's, booking flights for people. There's working at a dive shop. There's being a dive master in the Caribbean islands. There's every kind of thing. And so what we've been trying to do is we've been bringing in speakers from all around the world who will Skype in with us and talk to us about their jobs in the dive industry, as well as we've been actually planning one of our trips to go out to Lake Travis and go scuba diving. We'll camp out for a weekend. We're going to do an underwater cleanup and pick up some trash. And so there's a lot of ways that you can practice scuba diving and stay active within the industry after you've gotten that initial certification.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. That would be. Do you have to be scuba certified to join Diving
You do
Jacks?
not have to be scuba certified to join Diving Jacks. You can obviously come and enjoy the speakers, learn more about the dive industry. In order to go diving with us, you do have to be certified. No one can go diving without being certified. It's just a safety precaution. You have to have what we call a C card as your license to scuba dive. But you can definitely come and join on the meetings, play the games with us, listen to the speakers, and it's a lot of camaraderie and bonding.
That sounds like a lot of fun. That's something I'm interested in. I would love to do that. But so, have you found anything fun on one of your dives?
Yes. I will tell you that a lot of my diving where I live is Lake Travis out in Austin, and you never know what people are going to throw in the water. I was actually out this last summer, and we were doing the Lake Travis underwater cleanup, and we were been contacted by the lake police basically because there were barrels that were underwater, and they thought there might be bodies in some of the barrels, and so we had to recover the bodies or the barrels because it turns out there was nothing in them. But but it was still, you find random things like that. We like to go treasure hunting for sunglasses and whatnot. So
all right, well, that sounds interesting. All right, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for Karina for stopping by. Next up, we have Kaylee and Esteban in the studio with the men's basketball team, Mike Boyton and Trey Pickney. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Jack Talk. I'm Kaylee Holditch.
And I'm Esteban Nambo. Today we have assistant coach Mike Boynton and player Trey Pinkney in the studio from SFA basketball team. How are you doing today?
Good.
All right, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, for sure, for sure. How's the season going for y'all? Y'all enjoying it?
Loving every minute of it.
Oh,
It sure
yeah.
seems like y'all are having a lot of fun out there.
Definitely.
We were just talking a little bit, and you said we think everything's all quick and done. Y'all don't have to do much, but there's a lot of practice that goes on behind the scenes that we don't get to see, huh?
A whole lot of behind-the-scene work that we have to go through to prepare for having a good season.
Oh, yeah.
What is y'all's weekly practice schedule like?
Weekly practice, we do a lot of offensive work, defensive work, kind of transition, fast break drills. We do a lot of rebounding drills, a lot of running, stay in shape, and basically just tuning up our game and our chemistry.
How many hours a week would you say you're in the gym?
I'd say we anywhere from, let me think about that. What would you say?
Somewhere from 15 to 20 hours a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Minimum. So is this Monday through Friday, or is it like Monday through Sunday, like every day?
Well, we're in a pretty good routine now. When we play Thursdays and Saturdays pretty much every week. So Sundays are usually our day off.
Oh, nice.
And we practice Monday through Wednesday to prepare for those games on the weekends.
Oh, okay, cool. What's traveling like?
I enjoy traveling.
Oh, I bet.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, you get to be on the road with your team,
For sure.
coaches, you kind of get closer like that.
Well, speaking of coach, I know we just got a new coach, Coach Underwood. How has it been different going from Coach Underwood to Coach Casper? I mean, from Coach Casper to Coach Underwood. Sorry about that.
It's more of a up-tempo pace now. With Coach Casper, it was more slowed down, kind of milk the clock a little bit. Coach Underwood, where it's a lot of running,
More explosiveness.
kind of like displaying more offensively.
And for you, Coach, how has it been transferring from your previous job into SFA?
It's been great. The fan support here has been tremendous. The student support has been tremendous. And so anytime you have a situation where people care about your sport, it makes you more motivated to do a good job, and our guys have done that this year so far.
How's the reception from everyone? Since you said we have a lot of love, how's the reception from everyone as far as all these changes that have happened?
It's been pretty good. Anytime you make change, it's a little uncomfortable for people, especially considering the success that the program's had the last couple of years.
I'm seeing this.
But our players have really embraced our philosophies and really worked hard. And there was already a culture of winning here, so that was pretty much already in place.
Well, I feel like everyone loves y'all with all these changes because we're 20 and 2. And what's our win streak now?
28 straight at home and
28
16
straight
straight overall.
Look at y'all.
So playing pretty well. I think one of the most significant stats, we're one of only 8 teams in the country to have 20 wins already this season. So
Coming from Coach Casper's sort of era, did you feel like y'all had to prove something as a new coaching staff, or?
well, you always feel like you have something to prove. That's part of what motivates us as coaches and gets us to motivate our players is you always want to see how good you can be. And based on last year's success, there was a lot of expectations coming into this year, and we embraced those. We never backed down from them from day one, and our guys have done a good job of handling those expectations.
From here last year, what do you think y'all have done different? Or what do you think y'all, exactly, what do y'all think y'all have done different to be so successful?
I couldn't speak to last year. All I know, Trey can probably answer
All right,
the
Trey.
comparison from
What you
last
got
year to
for
this
us?
year.
Differently, we haven't really done that much different. We have like the same basic principles. Like I said, like the transition to the coaching staff's different. It's more like we have better relations with our coaching staff. And also it's like up-tempo, like I said, with Coach Underwood and rather than Coach Casper. So that's basically the difference in our kind of transition.
Do you, with your home winning streak that you were just talking about, do you feel like there's a pressure every time you play at home to always perform? I know Saturday had a really close win. Did you feel like there's a lot of pressure to win, or?
Not really. I feel like if we prepare like we should, then we would like display our talents and then come out and take care of business like we know we can. So I mean, we treat every game the same way, and even at home, it's like we got to prepare to win that game. So I feel like if we prepare, then we'll win.
What are your plans as far as after SFA? Do you plan on going into like a draft, or?
It's kind of far away. I haven't really thought about it too much. I'm just kind of like taking it.
He's only a sophomore. I'm glad we got him for a couple more years.
just taking it a day at a time, a year at a time. Right now, I mean, just focused on finishing the season strong. And then when that time comes, I'll have a better idea of what I want to do. But right now, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not really
You're still
sure.
thinking about it.
Yeah, definitely.
This game this past weekend, there was so much excitement. I forgot who tipped it in .6.
Jacob Parker.
Jacob Parker.
Jacob Parker. How did y'all feel after that? Like, what was y'all's emotions running through y'all when y'all just saw that ball going through the hoop and there was like .6 seconds left?
Well, in those moments, you just embrace the opportunity to have a chance to win. And it was a tie game, so we really wanted to take the last shot and not give them an opportunity. And we pretty much did that because it was .6 seconds when the shot went through. But it was a great example of something that we preach every day, which is continuing to be aggressive on the offensive glass, because shots aren't always going to fall. So Jacob Parker did what he's supposed to do and go get a rebound, and luckily put it in at the end.
And that's going back to the new coach's philosophy, like keep pushing, be more explosive, and don't give up on that ball.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
That's legit, man. That's really cool. I was excited to hear that. I work at Canes, so like everyone was coming in and telling me, "Yo, they made it in .6 seconds. We won the Canes challenge." It was really exciting to hear something like that. I was excited working the rest of the night.
We probably put some more pressure on you guys to up your points so you can stop giving away so much free chicken.
Well, y'all put more pressure on us because we had to keep cooking. It was hectic for a while, for sure. What are your plans as far as for the next couple of seasons with SFA?
Well, I'd like to continue to build this program into being nationally relevant. Obviously, we got a great reputation here in East Texas and in the state, but we'd like for SFA to be a national brand. We want people in Wisconsin and Nebraska and New York City to recognize that SFA is a great school, great opportunity, and has a great basketball program.
But we weren't too far last year from making it to the
NCAA
tournament.
Do you think we'll make it this year?
That's the goal.
That's
But
the goal.
obviously for
Definitely
us, we just take it one day at a time. We're worried about getting prepared for Nicholls State on Thursday evening.
Right.
All right.
When is your next game? Is home?
Home on Thursday, please. All the students, please come out. We need your support. We've got a 28-game home winning streak going. We'd like to continue that.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Fill them stands up, Lumberjacks.
Yeah,
For sure.
definitely.
All right.
So, well, that's about all the time we have for this segment. Thank you, Mike and Trey, for being here today.
All right, coming up next, we have Hector Sanchez. We'll be getting the inside scoop on an upcoming mission trip to Ecuador. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Jack Talk. I'm Hector Sanchez. Today I'm here with Jody and Russell, members of the Ecuador mission trip. How are y'all guys today?
Doing pretty well.
Doing well.
Yeah.
So Jody, tell me more about this mission trip y'all are going to Ecuador.
Yeah, I am leading a group of 14 students who are a part of St. Mary's Catholic Campus Ministry here in Nacogdoches. And over spring break, we are going to Ahuano, Ecuador for about 7 or 8 days. We've got an overnight flight, so that'll cut into it a little bit. And we're going to be working with an organization called Family Missions Company, who is stationed there full time. So we're going to be aiding them in the work that they do every day, just kind of however they want us to do it. Community service, might be doing some medical missions and things like that. And then we'll be going to communities in the area to celebrate Mass and to just be with the people while we're there.
And who came up with this trip? Like, who woke up in the morning and like, oh, we want to go to Ecuador for a mission trip?
Me. I'm a brand new campus minister at St. Mary's. I started in July, and I was a part of campus ministry as a student myself, and I did a couple international mission trips while I was there, and it was just an absolutely incredible experience. I grew a ton. So I wanted to give other students the chance to do that as well.
Is there other team leaders? Is there other 2 leaders that?
Yeah, we have 2 students who I selected based on recommendations from others and prayer and things like that. So I selected 2 students to help lead the trip, Nick McGuire and Holly Chapnick. And they have just done an incredible job of organizing and helping me with everything.
And Russell, how are y'all guys raising the money? I mean, you'll have to raise $23,000, which is $1,750 for each student.
Yeah.
How are y'all raising this money?
We are doing plenty of fundraisers. We are going to churches all around, looking for just anything that can help. We're sending out letters, talking to family members, it's friends even. Anybody that can help us is greatly appreciated. So.
And how's the group preparing for this trip? Do you have meetings, or do you have to go to Mass, or
Yeah,
what do y'all do?
we every Monday around 8 o'clock we meet at church and have a holy hour, where we just pray and think about what we need to do for the church. Then after about 9, we go and just talk about what we've done, what we need to do. We do mental preparations. I think we're having a speaker come to one of our meetings to talk to us about Ecuador in the near future. And me myself, I'm taking a Spanish class here at SFA to help me brush up on some Spanish. So
To get ready for that mission
Yeah.
trip. Jody, what is Holy Hour for people that don't know? What
Yeah, a holy hour is essentially just an hour of time that is dedicated to prayer. So typically this takes place in the chapel, and we have a chapel right across the street, across College Street here. And with us, we typically go and just go in the chapel and we'll pray a rosary together, or maybe pray through a meditation, and then usually have some silent time just for prayer. Sometimes we do intercessory prayer where we pray for specific intentions and things like that.
And how can viewers help this mission trip, since you'll have to earn
A
all this
lot of money.
Yeah.
First of all, prayer is incredibly important. And second of all, donations. We will take them. So you can do that in a number of ways. We have a Facebook page called Support Ecuador Mission 2014. You can also go to sfacatholic.net and click on Donate Now and just put the Ecuador Mission into the comment box. We also have a Fund Me page on the internet, so Google
Yeah.
Fund Me. And so those would be the number one ways to support.
And what do you have planned to do in Ecuador? Like, what are you most excited about Ecuador?
I'm really excited to just experience the culture. I don't know Spanish, so at all. I know how to say cheese, queso. So it's gonna be difficult for me, but I'm excited just to experience a brand new culture.
Yeah.
Spend some time in Quito. We're gonna get to do a pilgrimage day there and just kind of witness life in another country.
Russell, do you know anything about Ajuano, the little town you're going
It
to?
is literally the smallest. I can't find it on Google Maps. It's one of those kind of places, but we have to take a canoe to get there. If that tells you anything about how these people are, I mean, I've known friends that have gone on previous mission trips, and they say that it changes your life about how you view all the things you see. So I'm ready for that kind of experience.
All right, guys. So I heard that in Ecuador, they eat guinea pigs. Do y'all know anything about that? Is that true?
Yeah.
I think so. I'll try it.
It's apparently a delicacy over there. They put it on the grill and. you know.
Because I saw some pictures online and they were like grilling them and stuff. I'm like, what?
You know, I went to China one time and their delicacy was like intestines and things like that. I actually didn't try it, but everyone who did loved it. So
Yeah. Well, tell us more about Family Missions Trip, the company y'all are going with.
Yeah, Family Missions Company was started by a couple named Frank and Jeannie Summers. And they felt called to do mission work and had a difficult time. They had a child and just found it difficult to go over as a family. It's easy to go as an individual. It's easy to go with a group. But what they really wanted to do was make it opportunities for families to do mission trips, whether it's short term or long term. So they started the company in 1995, and they've trained lay people, so men and women like you and me who aren't priests or nuns or things like that, trained people like us to be full-time missionaries and sustain the company and get support and just have inns in certain communities around the world.
And then there's 15 team members that are going to this mission trip, correct? Are they mostly SFA students, or are they teachers in there too? Or
Yeah, we have a very diverse group. So I, of course, am not a student anymore, and I'm advising the trip. And we have one teacher who is a teacher here in Nacogdoches at a high school. And we also have another member who goes to University of Dallas who is friends with one of the other team members. So we've Skyped him in for our meetings. And we're excited to actually get to bond with him when we go to Ecuador.
do they all know Spanish? I mean, it is Ecuador, it's a Spanish-speaking country, so.
I'd say half.
About half of us are very fluent in Spanish, and me, I'm like about the same Spanish as a 4-year-old. So I'm hoping I could at least get food and water out of my mouth and ask for that kind of thing.
I can ask for cheese.
She's got cheese.
You can ask for cheese.
Yeah.
How can people find you? Like, if they want to donate money, like people around the SFA campus, if they want to donate money for this mission trip, how can they find you? Like, where do you have an office on campus?
Yeah, we're located at St. Mary's Catholic Campus Ministry. It's just across College Street from Wisely Hall. And we've got a pretty big campus over there. We've got a few buildings. So if you go through the courtyard, in the back building there is St. Joseph's Home, and my office is in there. If I'm not there, we've got a lot of other people who would take donations.
Okay. Well, that's all the time we have left for this week of Jack Talk. Thank you, Jody and Russell, for joining us today, and we'll see you next time on Jack Talk.